Guys, Jay Chip here. I'm coming back at you with another video. We're gonna recap that video I sent out on Tuesday for the Taco Tuesday promo. Prizepicks gave out Tyrese Maxey. All I asked for was for Prizepicks to hold up their end of the bargain. You see here the two picks that I ended up giving out. Quentin Grimes under 12.5, finished right under with 12, bit sweaty, but hey, we got the green. That's all that matters. And then Will Richard under 4 rebounds. This guy didn't even sniff one off the glass. So that was the two plays from the tools that you guys are going to see later on in the video. So yeah, I have to say we took care of our end here, and Prizepicks, a spoiled taco. Come on, Maxey. I think he went into like the third or fourth with like, what, 9 points. Guy was horrible from the field, and even just finished under this 22.5 mark. We needed like one more three, especially in a tight game against the Suns here. He could have easily pulled that out for us and gave us another 5 units to our total. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So on better news, I ended up doing a little cleanup here of our total units from the start of the channel. And after this slip, so this is a -1 unit because we lost, it was a power play. We lost whatever unit you guys put down there. So we are now at 15.75 units in the green since the start of these videos. So that's awesome. Just to put it into perspective, if you guys put $100 on each slip, I know you can't really put 100 on tacos. So we'll see. I think if you're not banned, they're limited. I think it's $20. So we'll see. I'm going to do this really quickly. So if you put $20 on each slip, you'd be up $315. So not bad. Obviously, if you put more down on the other slips, you'd be up more. It's just relative to what your unit size is. That's why I calculate in units, just in unit totals. But yeah, 15.75 units. And then we're obviously just going to try to get back in the green here. And look, there's another discount. I know we just ripped Prizepicks for having that spoiled taco, but we are going to have to take this Luka discount. It's a 6-point discount from his original line in what should be a tight rivalry game against the Clippers, over 26.5. We like that. Luka's been killing it, honestly, in his last 5 also. But again, this last 5 doesn't really mean much. It's nice to see that he's went over, but we all know he's capable of that regardless. So we're going to take Luka even if he went red in his last 5. It's a 6-point discount from the 32.5. We have to play this. And yeah, with that being said, we're going to jump right into the tools from Parlayers. As always, we got the player prop optimizer and the sharp money tool. I like using the sharp money tool first, then cross-referencing with the player prop optimizer. I'll explain why. So the sharp money tool, basically comparing the Prizepicks lines back to peer-to-peer exchanges. We got Novig, ProfitX, so it's sharp bettors on these exchanges that are posting lines. And basically, we want to follow their direction where they're putting their money, so we could be on the favored side of the bet. So that's, I usually go here. It's a couple more condensed plays in that regard. But then we also have here the player prop optimizer, and this compares it, instead of back to peer-to-peer exchanges, compares it back to apps that are similar to Prizepicks. We call them competitors to Prizepicks. You got Underdog Fantasy, DraftKings Pick 6, and Better Picks here currently up on the site. And I pop those up. I check all those off to see where we're getting a discrepancy among these lines in the market, where we're getting the best value for an over or under regarding these Prizepicks lines. So again, we're going to start with the sharp money tool. And there wasn't much here, but what I will just quickly jump over to my play of the day that I posted on Twitter not too long ago. And of course, they bumped it down already. It was at 8.5 for Quinton Post center, starting center for the Golden State Warriors. I'll pop up the info right now on why I said this was a great play. Obviously, if you guys aren't following us on Twitter, and if you're not joined in the free Discord to get early access to the free play of the days, you guys should definitely join that. Links to that will be in the description of this video as always. But yeah, I am going to play this bump. There's a couple reasons why. First of all, he's offered at 7.5 across the market. So that's automatically telling us that his 8.5 was his ceiling projection, his highest projection that we'd be smart to play under on, because we get that 1-point discrepancy between 8.5 and the 7.5 market value. And you see here on ESPN Bet, he's actually a -160 favorite to go under. And if I head over to the Novig calculator from Parlay, you could honestly get this anywhere, but I'm just gonna make sure again. I believe he was a 57.52% fair odds favorite. That means without the sportsbook's vig, the sportsbook's charge on a better. So they are 57, we'll just say 57% fair odds favorite to go under 8.5. So basically, if you're flipping a weighted coin 100 times over, let's say Quinton Post under was the favorite side of the coin, the heavier side of the coin, that coin would flip on the heavier side 57 out of 100 times. So we're expecting post to go under this line 57 out of 100 games, and obviously that's more often than not, so that's why we're playing the under. It's not a guarantee that he goes under, but we're just taking the heavier side of the coin. That's kind of the analogy you want to keep in mind when you're playing these slips from the tool. So we are going to take the bump. I do like the 8.5, obviously more. We had more room to work with. If he does push on 8, he will just gray out this pick. He won't red it out, which is fine, but I still like him going under his points line. So we will play the points. Don't get scared. It did bump down. Of course, you want to get in these plays as soon as possible. So again, it's important that you follow along with the posts. So I will just refresh both the, I'm going to refresh both the tools and see what's popping up here. I think I am going to go with this Keyshawn George play here. So it's a play, not a green play, didn't catch my eye right away, but if I'm just going on the, it's probably going to be better to show it from the view of the optimizer. Let me see. It didn't refresh yet. It's kind of a newer play on the board, but let me just see this Keyshawn George play one more time. Okay, they're saying, the tool's saying right now that he's offered at 26.5 on underdog. That's true, so you could also get this play there. I believe they just bumped him on pick 6. I just checked. So this is going to update in like a couple seconds. Better picks I didn't check yet, but I believe this was at 27.5. Regardless though, you see here the sportsbook's already adjusted to his line, and he's already at 27.5 on 2 books that they're showing. So I do like this overplay on Keyshawn George in this Wizards game. Obviously the Nuggets are super short-handed, missing guys like Jokic, and maybe Jamal Murray today maybe is probable, but whatever. Should be a tighter game anyway. Wizards are at home. Keyshawn George obviously in the starting 5, so he should get a lot of opportunities here, and I am liking this play a lot from him. You see here's a popular play. It doesn't really matter though. I'm guessing he's gone over. Yeah, he's had a decent last 5, but I'm guessing it's because he went for 41 PRA in this last game against Denver not too long ago. What was that, 4 days ago? Okay, 5 days ago, but still, I just like this line because obviously they're pricing him at a 27.5 over. No, he's not, but he's pretty close here. You see here on BetMGM, he's minus 110. In this case, it's an underdog, but minus 115 to go for 28 or more PRA. So we are getting still that good discrepancy with this line, securing this 26.5. So this will wrap up the slip. I don't want to spend too much time here. Value not the best today, but I did want to get a video out for you guys. So hopefully you do appreciate it. Leave a like on the video if you did. And yeah, we'll do a quick recap. Doncic, random promo that Prizepicks gave out on a Thursday, kind of generous to them. So let's hope this one hits. Not like the Maxi one. Let's hope this one gets it done for us. So Doncic more, obviously. Post play of the day was under 8.5. We are going to place bump under 8. Still like the odds there. And Keyshawn George over 26.5 PRA. Many books, many sharp books on the market are pricing him at 27.5. Should have a lot of opportunity, especially I think Koulibaly's out for the Wizards in the starting 5. So just even more time with the ball for George. He's going to get more offensive opportunities in that respect as well. So we're going with this slip here. It's going to be a 6x 3-man power play. Of course, all or nothing, you want to stick to these powers here. That's the most effective way to use this type of slip. You do not want to go on a flex play. I know you guys you don't want to use a flex play here. So we're going to wrap this up again, 15.75 units in the green since the start of the channel. We're going to try to increase that off this slip. I am limited to $5, as you guys know, on this account. If you don't know, now you do. But you guys are more than welcome to put down more on the slips. Just don't empty out your whole bankroll. I always got to say that because again, we're going for volume here. Not every slip is going to hit, especially their power plays. So you don't get insurance. They're all or nothing slip. Be mindful of that. That being said, I will wrap up the video and I will see you guys in the next one.